First day on the job, me and my friend Juan are reporters for the Daily. Juan, introduce yourself.
I am the reporter from the Daily.
Wait, actually, you're the.
I am the cameraman.
You
from
are the cameraman.
Daily.
I am the reporter.
CM Juan.
See, this is new for us. This is new for us.
We just got hired.
And right now we're in New York City, and my friend brought a topic about Jay Gatsby, which was a famous guy for throwing the wildest parties ever.
The craziest.
Wildest parties, and he died 2 years ago. But he had a relationship with this one guy, Nick Carraway. Now we don't know much of Nick Carraway except recently he has published a book, The Great Gatsby.
Right.
Now I'm not saying that we're gonna film him because we're inexperienced.
Yeah, we don't have connections of any sort.
But if we could interview him, we would ask
very important
why.
questions.
Yeah, very important question. Dude, is that Nick Carraway?
Who's it?
Is that Nick
I'm not sure.
Carraway?
Let me zoom in.
What should we do?
I can't zoom in.
Can you zoom in on him?
No.
Can you?
No.
What is he doing?
Why don't we just get closer?
Okay.
Yeah.
Nick, can we have a word with you? Oh my.
Is
Nick!
this him?
Nick! Nick!
This
Can we have
is
a few
him.
words with you, Nick?
Nick.
Nick, please. Nick, please, in the shade.
Nick,
We're in the shade.
it'll take just 2 minutes.
2 minutes, bro. Hopefully it'll take 2 or 3 or 4 minutes. Because we got this assignment from
our boss.
Which we just got hired. Please just do us a big favor.
It's kind of like a test.
It's somewhat like a test. So, Nick, a few questions.
Will I get points for it?
You have just published a book. Yes, you would get points for it. Nick,
2 points.
You just published a book, The Great Gatsby. Now that's awesome. But where do you get that inspiration? Where did that inspiration come from, Nick?
Well, it came naturally as I myself actually saw those events happen.
Now I haven't read the book, but I know you have put characters in your novel, which are from real life people.
Experiences.
It's okay, Juan. You can talk too. So I was wondering, Jay Gatsby. Does that make sense? Jay Gatsby has died. Jay Gatsby died 2 years ago. So
How did that make you feel?
how did that make you feel, bro?
Pretty sure it made feel how every New Yorker in the West End felt, and every famous person looking to make it out there, since he was the one that threw parties and they met people there, and that's not the same anymore, as you just can't see that anywhere else.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Hi. Okay. This is part 2 in Nick's interview. This is Nick Carraway. Nick, say hi to the camera.
I just did, but okay, hello.
Nick, one more question. Why did you arrange Gatsby and Daisy to be in the same place?
Well, to be
Don't you
honest,
care about Tom?
Tom, he's like one of those guys, you know, he's stuck up, and Gatsby is way closer to me than him would be. So, and Gatsby.
Why do you think he was stuck up? Could you give us an example of why you think he was stuck up?
Well, you know, throughout the whole time that I've known him, he'd be talking smack.
Where did
that
you
kind
know
of
him?
thing. Well, I met him we went to actually university together.
Okay, you went to the university together.
Haven.
And what's so great about Gatsby that he should be with Daisy?
Well, you know, it looks like he actually wanted her. The green light in his little patio to look out to the harbor, the green light symbolizes hope for him. Hope that he will be with Daisy.
Ah, that makes sense.
That makes sense because I'd heard that not Nick, but Jay Gatsby was spreading his arms as he was looking towards the horizon and he saw a green light. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Yes.
Green light. Okay, and you think that symbolizes what?
The hope for getting with Daisy, you know?
That they'll be together one day?
They'll be together.
They'll be together one day. Okay. This is part 3. Wait, part 3 or part 1? Part 3. This is part 3.
Part 3.
Gentlemen, I'm here with Nick Carraway, and we're just about to engage in a topic. Nick, tell us a little about yourself. Tell us about yourself.
Well, you know, not too much to say. I'm a humble guy, shy, outgoing, not that much though.
Zoom in his face.
And well, I come from a small town values in Minnesota, but from a pretty prosperous family, which is why I came to Westlake to learn the business of the bond. So I could have something going for me to see if my family's proud of me.
It's good. It's good. Okay, Nick. Now, I don't know if my cameraman likes this, but I'm just gonna ask. Nick, is there something going on between you and Daisy? You said in your novel that she wanted her to kiss him. Is that right?
That
You
is
read
correct.
Right?
There
You
was
read
a
that in
line,
the book,
yes.
Right. I don't know what page it
But
is, but it's in the book. Okay. Could you tell us about that, or
Well,
could you just tell us about your relationship with Daisy?
Daisy's just
remember, she's your cousin.
that's my cousin. But then again, you could make a case that that's how women were back in the days when they were flappers, outgoing,
Flappers.
trying to be,
Flappers.
trying to be
Flappers. The
different
start of
from everything.
1920s, Roaring 20s. Flappers was significant.
Exactly. So they would try to make a case, like make themselves out there, since women weren't really out there in the spotlight. So they try to make themselves in there.
Ni hao. This is scene 4 with Nick Carway, and we're gonna ask him one final question before we dismiss him and let him go on his live. I'm sure he's a very important young lad. Nick, you arranged a funeral for Jay Gatsby. Could you tell us why? Not why, but not a lot of people came. Could you tell us why?
Well, to answer your first question, sir, I would say he was, one of the most important people in New York, and all the people that came to his parties and everything. But to contradict that, on your second question, not a lot of people came.
Zoom into his face.
Not a lot of people came because he didn't have that many close relationships with a lot of people. They just came for him for his parties. They just used him for his parties, I assume. And well, the people that only came for him were the people that worked for him. His servants, pool cleaner.
I guess the reason why they came is because they had a deep relationship, because they worked for him, and I get they understood him, right?
I assume that you live with a person for however long, you get attached to them no matter what.
Well, I guess we're closing off, and this is it. Nick Carley, thank you for interviewing. Quan, did you want to say something before we close?
We just appreciate your time, Nick,
Can
Mr.
we
Caraway.
take a picture with you before we go, please?
No.
Please. Nick,
We've already
please.
interviewed him for
I've had enough.
that. Yeah.
Recycle kids.
Nick, Quan, please, zoom in. Nick! Nick, where are you going right now? What are your further plans?
Recycling.
Are you going to make a part 2 sequel for The Great Gatsby 2?
No. Look out for that motion picture.
The book ended with Nick going back to Minnesota, right? Am I right or am I wrong? I didn't really thoroughly read the book. Could you tell me what happened at the end?
Well,
You wrote the book.
no. God, give me some time to answer these questions. God, you're over here.
Stop, Nick, appropriate. This is PG-13. PG.
G. It should be G.
Should be G. Mrs.Abraham's gonna trip.
We're gonna need to edit all this out, but okay, kiddos. Here's why. What happened after the book ended? See, I was so indecisive about myself in my life in New York, which is why I wrote that piece of literature, The Great Gatsby. And, well, thoroughly assessing everything, I think I just wanted to get away from it. So I did.
Alright, we're closing off.
Sometime we have.
Well, goodbye, Nick. We will watch you leave. Go ahead, leave. I wonder why he has a backpack. What a weirdo. Is he sagging?
Apparently, Nick Caraway sags.
He litters, too.
What the? He just recycled. That's contradictive.
Hypocrite.
Crazy things that happens only in New York. Only in New York.
So, I know that you didn't have a great relationship with Tom, and Tom was a friend of mine, if you didn't know.